Do you want a very simple guide to how to use reduce? In this video we will show the simple examples of reduce with both numbers and text, and also an additional starter. At the end of the video we will answer the question, why use or not use reduce? Let's have a look at reduce. Now reduce now in Python 3 is part of function tools, so we have to import functools. Here we're going to give an alias of ft, and then we're going to use reduce. Now in reduce we have two parts. We call a function and apply it on an iterable like a list. So let's create a list. Let's start off with some numbers 1 2 3 4 5 6, and let's create a function. So let's create a function called adder, and we get two numbers and return these two numbers added together. Okay, so that's a simple function and a simple list as an iterator. So we can change the list and our reduce to x and our function to adder. So let's make y equal this, and let's print y. So what will happen when we call this? We're going to add the first number to the second number, the second number to the third number, third to fourth. Basically we're going to add two numbers, and the sum is going to be added to the third number, then to the fourth number, to the fifth number, to the sixth number. So reduce takes the whole iterable, like in this case the list, and applies that function iteratively throughout the list. So if we run that, you can see we've got the answer 21. So if we add these together we'll get 21. Just change that with an extra 7, we can see we'll get 28. So we've just simply applied a function on this iterable. Now we can try another example where instead of adding, perhaps we can multiply. So we can copy our function, change to a multiplied by b, and then we multiply. Let's just try 1 2 6, and we can run that again. And if you multiply 1 by 2 by 3 by 4 by 5 by 6, it comes to 720. So that's the simple explanation of reduce in Python. Let's just look at some common examples you may see over the internet using the same list of x, but instead of calling a function we've already defined, we're just using lambda. So to start off with, the same, adding the values. The second one, we're going to find the smallest value in the list, and the third, we're going to find the biggest. So if we run that, we've got 21, which is correct when we add them together. Lowest value 1, highest value 6. So here we've used reduce with the lambda function and the list as the iterator. Now so far we've just applied the reduce onto a list of numbers. What happens if we apply them to strings? Well, here we've got a similar list, but we've got A, B, C, D, E, F. Now let's copy these reduce functions, and instead of the numbers of x, we're going to use XX, which is the letters. And then when we run that, you can see now we've got all the letters concatenated rather than adding the numbers. We've put all the letters together, lowest letter A, highest letter F. So we can apply reduce on strings as well. Another thing we can do is add a start. So let's add a start equal, let's say 100. And if we apply our reduce, let's copy this and add, instead of having just the function and the iterator, we can add the start. Now when we add them together, we'll see we've got 121 rather than 21. It's added the 100. Now if I was to say start equals let's say letters, we can copy this code again, and this time I'm going to apply it on XX, which is the list of letters. So we're going to have letters to start off with, and then we're going to add these letters together. So you can see here we've got the start letters, and then we've got our A, B, C, D, E, F. So we can use a third part of the reduce to add something at the start, either a number that we can add to, or in the case of the text, we've got the string to start off with. Now reduce used to be a normal function with Python, and it was relegated into function tools. So is it worth using? Well, normally with the iterator tools, for example, they're more efficient. So let's have a look at this code from real Python. So this code compares using this add function, which is the first reduce, using the lambda function, using the operator add, and just using a sum of range. So we're looking at a range of numbers up to 0 to 99, and we're going to add them together, and we're just going to look at the time. We're going to time it to see how long it takes. So let's time it with A, B, C and D. So reduce with the function, reduce with the lambda function, reduce with the operator add, and just sum of range. We run this, and it's going to have a bit of a delay while it's working, and let's see how long each one takes. Now when the result comes through, we can see that the add and the lambda functions actually take more time than the final two. So the reduced doesn't actually have a good result. So here, our first effort, we've got the first two of 8 seconds, which is double using the operator add, and 8 times slower than just using the sum of range. So using a simple for loop perhaps can be better using reduce, and reduce doesn't seem to have much value in efficiency. So we've explained reduce, but we're not really promoting it as something we're going to use a lot, but at least you know how to use it. Well, apologies about the voice. As you can tell, we've got a bit of a sore throat today. hope you could still understand the video. So we've made it a little bit shorter than normal, but we wanted to get a video out today and show you reduce. Oh, if you enjoyed the video, if you could still understand it, then please click the like, and obviously if you haven't already, please subscribe, and then you'll get notified if you click the bell when we release these videos. We intend to release the last short video on the iterator tools, and then we got a request about the Python language processing videos, which seemed popular, although a couple of people said they wasn't too sure what I meant. So what these would be looking at some text and then applying Python to do things with the text. So cutting the text into words, counting the words, doing language processing tasks on the text. So there are ways of like shortening the words, cutting text into sentences, but these are like processing tasks you do on language, which is basically on text. So these would be quite interesting to make. So if there's interest in them, then please vote yes in that poll. Okay, hope you enjoyed the video today, and join us for our upcoming videos.